What is up, YouTube? I ain't done one of these in a while. I ain't really done a video in a while in general. But I definitely ain't done one of these in a while. I just got some new fishing poles. I did get a little thing that I appreciate very much. I mean, these people didn't have to bring these out here, but all my poles were stolen. All my rods, my reels, a lot of my tackle was stolen. And I got one of these things. And holds 8-pound line at most, which ain't that bad. 8-pound line, really 8 pounds. It's not talking about how big of a fish it can hold. It can hold more than 8 pounds. What it's talking about is that's pretty much 8-pound drag. Basically what it is, it can hold up to 8 pounds of pressure pulling onto it. So like a 20-pound bass can when it pulls against the line, it can hold that. It's a bit hard to explain, especially when you don't know how to talk. But I don't have a problem with these things. I don't particularly enjoy using them, just because if you get a snare in it, you have to take it apart, take and individually pull the line out, cut line, pull it, cut it, pull it, just to get it untangled. Where an open face or a spinning reel, people call these closed face. They have another name to them too. I can't remember the other name to them, but people call these closed face. But open face or a spinning reel is what I use. And the reason why I use it is because it's easier to line up. If it gets snares in it, it's easier to get the snares out. And then, if for some reason you want to take all the line out, all you really got to do to take the line out is just lift the reel and pull. And wrap it around your hand as you're pulling. And then get all the line out relatively quickly. So closed face, open face or spinning reels is what I prefer. I would like to eventually learn to use bait casters. I've heard a lot of good things about bait casters. I've never used one. I have seen them up close and personal before, but never had the chance to use one. And that's basically kind of like a combination of this and a spinning reel. Basically, it's got a little button at the end. The line just to where spinning reels and these, you wrap it around this way. A bait caster, you would wrap it around this way. And they're probably, the way it's designed, I guess they'd probably be better for overhanded throws or cast. That's just what I'm assuming. The way it's designed, they'd probably be better for overhanded cast. Where these, you gotta go like to the side and flick it with your wrist, which I prefer flicking it with my wrist. You get such little motion, and you get it pretty far out there with just little motion. Bring your hand back, flick it, and so that's one thing that these and spinning reels have in common. Also, the way you drag the line. I would say there's a fly fishing reel, and basically all it is, it's a little old thing. So if you see what line sits on, you get those little thin ones like that. That's basically what a fly fishing reel looks like. It has a little lever where you can spin it. It doesn't have no button. It doesn't have anything to really hold the line down. It's really just a thing that holds the line, and you just whip it and get it out there. I would love to learn to fly fish. Fly fishing is good for when you're like on little streams, little small rivers, bodies of water, out in the open. But yeah, so I was lucky enough to get some new rods and some reels. I probably won't ever use this just because I got plenty of spinning reels. But what I probably will do with this, I would probably get because my niece, I got her first rod and reel and tackle set Christmas before last, and I'm about due to get her another rod and reel. So probably what I do is I get a little kid's reel, and about a year from now, get her the next step up. That they got little kids reels for like 3 to 4 year olds. Then they got the ones for like kids that are like 5, 6, 7, 10 years old. That are just a tiny bit bigger. And then they got, of course, the adult reels. I'll probably get her the next step up and put this on that. And this be something for her to learn off of for a while. But I seen a video. I'm not condemning anybody for doing it. It's not my business what they do. If they want to keep on doing it, they keep on doing it. I mean, I have fished without a fishing license before. It's something I shouldn't have done. But these people, they're going on to private property or state property and fishing. And unless you have permission from the owner, or you basically say, hey, state property, it is very unlikely that you will get let onto that. Like if you go off of a little bridge and it says no fishing, state property, fine would be $100 to $1,000, and suspended fishing license. It is very unlikely that you'll get permission for that. A lot of times they are done that way for a reason. I think it's a pretty stupid reason, but they are done that way for a reason. Either snakes in the water, children drowning. One, if children drown, I ain't trying to down the parents or anything like that. It is very unfortunate that that has happened. But if children drown, it's because they're not being closely watched over. And you can't always closely watch over children. Children are all over the place. I know this because my niece, I know this because people I base it. But keeping your eyes on a child 24/7 is a very hard task. So again, I'm not condemning people for that. It is very unfortunate that your child has drowned if that has happened. But if children do drown, it is because they're not being closely watched over. You don't have somebody by the water with them, pulling them in if they get too deep, or helping them if they fall over. And it's stuff that unfortunately happens all the time. And with snakes, I mean, I grew up around snakes. 5 years old, I was picking up snakes, putting them in tanks. Little baby copperheads too, and the baby copperheads are some of the most poisonous snakes in South Carolina. But I mean, our stepdad did teach us how to handle snakes and be sure we didn't get bit. We always had boots on when we went out places with lots of water, tall grass fields. So we weren't too concerned about it. But again, snakes aren't something that's going to just attack you out of nowhere. If a snake bites you, it's because you're doing something to bother the snake. A snake will give you a warning. It will hiss at you. If you hear a hiss, then just stay still and slowly back up. Now, you don't want to reach for it, run, or anything like that. You do that, yeah, the snake is going to see you as a threat, and it is going to attack. You just stop, stay still, and slowly back up and go around. You want to keep a fairly decent distance, because if it is giving you that warning, it sees you as a threat, and you don't want to get too close. You just want to keep an eye out for warnings. But basically what I was saying is, these people go into private or state property, and there's signs. They see the signs, they look at the signs, and they go like, shh, don't tell anybody. I think that's kind of ridiculous, because you are filming that live. If DNR sees that and sees your face pretty clearly, they know who you are, they can come and suspend your fishing license. And depending on what they're suspending your fishing license for, you might have to wait before you can get another fishing license. I ain't telling y'all not to do it. I ain't condemning y'all if y'all do it. But if y'all do it, be cautious. It's not something I would recommend doing. I mean, I have fished on private property before, but when I done it, there were no signs around. There wasn't anything telling me that it was private property. It was just a little pond on the edge of the road. No, it wasn't a pond. It was off a bridge. It was a little river off the bridge. I went down there and just started fishing, and next thing I know, a cop comes up and he says, "Hey son, you know you ain't supposed to be fishing there." I was like, "No sir, I didn't realize that at all. We used to always fish down this area when we were kids." He was like, "Yeah, a few years back we closed that area down because a kid went in there and got bit by a snake." I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize that." Um, I think that's a ridiculous reason for closing the pond down. Um, but I understand. I won't do it again, and I didn't. Uh, but not everybody's like me. If y'all want to do it, just be careful. If somebody does come and say, "Hey, you can't be fishing there," don't argue with them. Arguing with them is only going to make matters worse. Best thing to do is go like, "Yes, sir," or "Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry about that." And grab your stuff and find somewhere else to fish. If you decide you want to make it a habit and they decide to get law involved and DNR involved, then that's on you. But just be careful doing stuff that way. Because you do it too many times, it will catch up with you. DNR will suspend your fishing license. You would have to pay a huge fine. I do think it is a ridiculous fine. $100 to $1,000. I seen one sign that said the fine could be up to $1,500. And it also really depends on the judge. If the judge decides, "Hey, you been on this property, you took such and such fish. These are fish that they had to pay for out of their own pocket, stock in their pond. I'm going to fine you $100,000, and it has to be paid off by such and such time." Or you'd be put in court, and then you'd have to pay bond to get out of. I mean, not court, put in jail. Then you'd have to pay bond to get out of jail. Or they keep you in there a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, possibly up to a month. And if you pay that bond to get out, that will go, percentage that will go directly to the courts, and then a percentage that will go directly to the people that you've been fishing on the property to. So me, I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather just find a good spot that's that I can fish at without having to worry about all that stuff. But again, y'all do y'all. Now I am currently, I have my fishing license, but my fishing license expired. No, I think my fishing license is still good. I think it lasts until March. I have to get it renewed before March. I have to go in my tackle box, pull it out, and check that. But I do know if it's not expired yet, it is about to be expired. I would like to look and get I heard there's a thing, but I ain't ever seen one, or Walmart don't sell them like that. Or they might sell them like that, but they don't offer it unless you ask directly for it. I don't know. But supposedly there's a 5-year fishing license. And you can keep your fishing license and stay good warranty for up to 5 years. I want to look in that, find out if that's true. But my fishing license, I get it and it lasts a year. And then at the end of the year, I have to renew it. If I do fish without a fishing license, I don't wait too long. I maybe wait about 3 months at most, and get it renewed. DNR at the places I go to, they have been out there, but they're not out there often, so it's not something I have to be too concerned about, but I still have to be cautious. If they catch me out on the river drinking, or if they catch me out on the river doing something I ain't supposed to be doing, they will do checks. They'll do random checks to random people just for being out there fishing. And I mean, they don't do that often, but they do that just to be sure you have a fishing license and you are legal. But that's just stuff you want to be cautious about, because I mean, they can prevent you from fishing in general. If they catch you, if it gets to the point where it's a constant thing, they're constantly suspending your license, and they're constantly taking you to court for it, make you pay fines for illegal fishing. They can make it where, hey, every time we going to keep an eye on you, every time we catch you fishing, we going to say something. I've known one person that they've done that to. He did eventually get to fish again, but it took a while. It took about 5, 6 years before he can fish again without worrying about DNR. Because I mean, he's out there drinking without a fishing license, going on public property. Like, he just did everything he could. I mean, not public, private. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Give y'all a fair warning. Hey, this is not something that you should be doing. If it's something you do, just be cautious. That type of stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. Talk to y'all later, possibly. If y'all like sea fishing videos, let me know. I do plan on eventually getting some out there. I just have to get some good waterproof cameras that you can take out and not having to hold a phone up everywhere going like, hey, look at that, oh, look in the water over there. And y'all barely be able to see anything. Like, my phone's all I film on. So I would like to eventually invest in some good equipment, get some good quality videos. It's just not something in my budget at the moment. Right now, my budget consists of bills, groceries, beer once every 2 to 3 months, cigarettes occasionally, and that's pretty much it. So, bills, groceries, cigarettes, beer, and saving up for another vehicle, because